It's a Tuesday morning, time to join Managing Your Money, which is brought to you by Money Sense, Singapore's national financial education program. And we're joined this morning by Mr. Tay Tien Guan. He's a representative from the Association of Banks, going to tell us all about how you're going to manage your portfolio, or basically have a strong foundation in your investment portfolio. Good morning, Mr. Tay.
A very good morning to one and all.
And of course, we are taking your calls on 669-11938. Mr. Tay, we have gone through a roller coaster ride in this last couple of years.
Yes.
And many people are reassessing their investment portfolios. How do we get a strong foundation first and foremost?
Well, investment is only one of the pieces of your financial puzzle that you got to put together. So it should not be looked at piecemeal. That's what tendency for a lot of people to do.
Right.
So if you really want to assess your investment portfolio, you need to look at it in the light of your other areas, how you manage your money in terms of your debt planning, insurance planning, and of course another overlooked area is the area of estate planning.
Okay. Many Singapore investors are very savvy, but we've been told in the last couple of weeks that we've been doing Managing Your Money, they go for the kill.
Yes.
Short term, the majority of my portfolio is in equities. What would you advise, being from the Association of Banks? Would I take my money just because I'm a banker? I'll just take your money.
Well, I think first and foremost, whatever you want to invest, you got to look at how you are balancing up your various other areas of your financial plan. And also you have to look at the risk that you're taking. What a lot of people often overlook is not just in terms of risk tolerance, that means what kind of risk you're prepared to take, but whether you can afford to take the risk.
Okay.
And this is where a lot of people miss out, especially over the last two financial crises in 1997 and the recent global financial crisis. The key is also cash flow.
Sure.
If you're stuck in your investment, then how would it affect your finances? And can you afford to get stuck? And worse still, can you afford to lose what you're investing? Do you know what you're getting into?
669-11938. If you have a question for Mr. Tay, please feel free to call us right now. Mr. Tay, now the risk portfolio, which is I think a very important issue that you brought up. What do you think is the risk profile of a typical Singaporean? Many people got caught with their pants down, so to speak.
Okay, this area of risk profiling, I mean, there are certain questions that people will often put you through, and at the end of it, they will tell you, oh, your risk profile is balanced, risk averse, or risk prone.
Okay, say I earn $2,500 a month. Maybe that's a typical. Should I save, spend, or should I invest that? How much can I do it? I've got a kid, I've got a house, a mortgage to pay, I've got 2 children perhaps, and perhaps a wife too. So I've got $5,000.
Right. So these are choices that everybody will face each day. But more important than how to decide on the various choices, basically I look at three choices.
Right.
One is instant gratification, advanced gratification, or delay gratification. So you can look at short-term instant gratification. What you see, you just spend. Or you can even worse still tap into credit to mortgage your future income. We call this advanced gratification. But for a lot of people, I think it requires a lot of self-control and discipline to exercise what we call delay gratification. You must know that when you spend, you see your money go. We call this a consumptive lifestyle.
Sure.
But when you invest or save, you see your money grow. So you have to make choices each day, whether you want to invest in your future or you want to spend your future.
So should I see a financial planner?
Yes, I think for a lot of people, if they cannot have the discipline or even the know-how to handle these various pieces of their financial jigsaw puzzle, then they need somebody to come and guide them along, mentor them, coach them. Yeah.
If you have a question for Mr. Tay, or if you'd like to share your financial plan with our audience, please feel free to call us on 669-11938. Now, we've been told that you need insurance, we need to save for old age, and we have to have, a safety net if we get ill, Mr. Tay.
Right.
How do you apportion something like that?
I think, of course, you have to first look at your foundational needs.
Okay, let's go with that.
And especially with regards to insurance, what happens for a lot of people is it's very common to see people buying insurance for their children when they should be buying insurance for themselves. And so this is where education is required, because they are the main breadwinner. They are the most important asset as far as the family is concerned.
Sure.
So how do you protect your future income stream as a breadwinner?
Okay.
And so they should be having certain minimum insurance on their life. And reports have shown again and again that majority of Singaporeans are
underinsured.
Not only underinsured, grossly underinsured.
Grossly underinsured. Okay. So what? Having my life policy or my whole life policy isn't sufficient. I think we're going for the endowment most of the time. So at the end of 5 years, I'll get so much money.
Yeah, most people want to see certain so-called returns on what they are buying. But for certain people, I think even the basic term insurance will be the minimum, that they need to at least cover themselves. Yeah.
We have two callers on the line. Please, callers, just hold on. We'll come to you in just a moment. 669-1193. Let's see who we have on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, ma'am. Who's on the line?
This is Kim here.
Kim, you have a question for Mr. Tay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I'm about 40 years old, and I'd like to know what kind of basic insurance I should have for both my spouse and I, who are about the same age.
Okay, let's put that to Mr. Tay. What should you have? I'm 40. What is kind of basic insurance should I have?
Okay. First, of course, you have to look at your needs. I mean, what are your commitments? Who are your dependents? And then from there, we can work out based on what you own and what you owe. And then, of course, bearing in mind your earning capacity,
sure,
you work out what is the minimum that would require to replace
your income stream.
When money at work must replace men at work if anything happened to you. So you have to work out what is the minimum that your family will require in your absence to continue to maintain, if you want them to continue to maintain the same standard of living. So there's no
go ahead, Kim. You have some more to ask, Mr. Tay?
Just want to reinforce. So basically, I have to figure out, based on my current standard of living, what is the amount I should insure myself.
Yes, and then after that, of course, you have to look at your cash flow, and so you have to prioritize what is the amount that you can set aside for this insurance cover. Then you decide between term, whole life, and of course, nowadays you have to also bear in mind the critical illness in the event of major illnesses. Okay, and of course,
that's the main issue. Actually, I like to find out how much is the minimum requirement for, to cover my basic needs when I'm 60 and above in terms of medical insurance. Some tell me better cover $500,000. Some tell me no, 200K will do. So I'm a bit lost there because various insurance agents tell you different things.
Of course, your foundation should be the national medical cover that is provided by MediShield, just to make sure that you get into your MediShield Plus and covering the co-insurance portion. And then over and above that, you got to also again decide for yourself, if you are sick, what kind of standard of medical care you want. And that will also determine how much you should put into your critical illness cover. So at the end of the day, you got to just balance up, what is the priority. Yeah.
I hope that answers your question, Kim. You are listening to Managing Your Money, brought to you by Money Sense, Singapore's national financial education program. We will continue in just a moment, taking your calls, of course, for Mr. T.G. Tay. And we're asking you this morning if you should save, spend, or invest. And if you are interested in learning more, we are having a roadshow. It's on Saturday, the 13th of March, from 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Suntec Theatre Level 2. And you can find out more from the Money Sense website at www.moneysense.gov.sg.